What's up, people? Welcome back. How are you? Well, welcome back. Welcome back to me. Hi, it's Paul Scheer. And this is a very exciting day because today is my good friend and my co-host, Rob Hubel's birthday celebration. We are going to blow it out tonight from my friend Rob, my co-host, my number one, my ride or die. We are going to do it up. Now, if you've never seen this show before, what happens? It's like ultimately an R-rated talk show. I think it's like an R-rated talk show. We do bits. We have people on. It's going to be fun. Stay tuned. We have James Adomian, Jen D'Angelo, and Andre Hyland on the show tonight, 5 to 7 or 8 to 10, wherever you are in Central. I won't do that, not because I don't respect Central. I do respect Central. I just can't do that math. Is it like 6 to 9? Am I missing a time zone? If I go all around the world, I can't do all of it for you. But for the next 2 hours, it's going to be me and my buddy, Rob Hubel, the birthday man. So let's bring him on in here. Rob, where are you, buddy? Let's see you. Okay, Rob, here we are. Okay. Rob. He always takes a second to kind of set up. Okay, just wait. All right, Rob. Wait, Molly's texting me here. Sorry. Yeah. Wait, Molly. What's going on with Rob? Wait, there's an issue with Rob. Wait, Molly's telling me right here. Rob's not coming. Rob isn't coming to his own birthday show. He's gonna leave me out to fucking hang me out to dry like this on my return show when I had planned this full celebration from my good friend Rob Hubel, his birthday, and I want to do a nice thing for him. And you know what? He doesn't need to be here. Rob doesn't need to be. We don't need Rob. All right. Am I right, chat? Yeah. Why don't we just put in the chat right now? Bye-bye, Rob. Bye-bye. I know you've been carrying the show by yourself for the last 4 or 5 weeks, but bye-bye. Because you know what? I planned something. Yeah. R.I.P. R.H. Or just R.I.P. Rob. That's probably a little bit, that sounds better. R.I.P. Rob. I can't fucking believe. I'm going to check one more time because Molly normally doesn't do bit. Yeah, he's not fucking there. He's not there. Thank you for putting that up in the chat. All right. Bye-bye, Rob. R.I.P. Rob. I should have been a little bit better with my calls to action. Well, I guess, I'm not, I prepared all day for a special birthday tribute to my number one, the Paul Walker to my Vin D. And, in the first movies, not the later ones, because, obviously, but I planned an amazing birthday celebration for Rob to stand me up. I'm furious, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do the birthday celebration. So sit back, relax as I tell you the story of Rob. Rob, jeez, how am I going to do? All right, well, I'll just do it like this. But you guys will pretend like you're Rob. Rob, happy birthday, buddy. I have a whole script here. Dude, it's been so great doing these shows with you. I love getting to perform with you every week, even through quarantine. And you know what? That's why I want you to have the happiest of birthdays. So let's get this started, shall we? Cool. Okay. Oh, well, here we go. Wouldn't be anything. I haven't had a technical glitch yet. Okay, here we go. Here we are, Rob. All right. How old are you now? How old are you, Rob? How old are you now? 57 is the correct answer. Well, Rob, you know what? I thought we'd do a little trip down memory lane because a lot of people don't know this, but Rob actually didn't start off as an actor. Rob started off as a baseball player. That's right. So when I first when I first met Rob, he was playing for a minor league team, and he was a great dude. He made a deal with the devil because he didn't really like playing baseball. He wanted to transition into another sport. So the devil granted his wish, and then Rob actually became a full-blown tennis star. Yeah, so Rob was actually a pretty amazing tennis star. Really happy to see him, just flourishing there. And then after Rob became a tennis star, this is when things took a turn. He got pretty addicted to drugs, and that was a dark period. Caught him hanging out in hot tubs, not even his own hot tubs, other people's hot tubs, drinking Natty Light, Bud Light. He always thought if he was drinking light beer, but he'd drink a case of light beer, and he's like, there's no problem. And then he had this whole thing about if you peed in hot tubs, it was actually okay. It was a rough time. But luckily he reformed himself. And that's where I actually officially met Rob, because we were, actually, I should say this. Before I met Rob, after the hot tub times, Rob, this is uncomfortable to say, but Rob started to do these things where he would fuck fans, not people who liked him, but actual fans. Yeah, Rob had very intimate relationships with inanimate fans. Of course, his genitalia was incredibly mangled after that. But you know what? He reformed himself. And like I was saying, that's when Rob and I met. And when Rob and I met, we joined the force. Rob and I, a lot of people go, well, how did you guys meet? Well, it wasn't Human Giant. It was way before that when we were cops on the beat. And Rob and I had a great time as cops, but it got a little bit too hot for Rob in the city. So Rob actually transitioned out of being a beat cop, and he actually became a jet ski officer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a jet ski officer, but yeah, Rob was a jet ski. So he would basically be on water skis or jet skis, solving all sorts of crimes, lake-related crimes or climbs. Yeah, Rob would solve all sorts of crimes, like lake-related crimes or like dock-related crimes. If it was happening on land, he had no jurisdiction, but if it was on the water, he was fine. Boats were a little bit trickier. Sailboats, yes. Rowboats, yes. Big motorboats, no. Oddly enough, he was not part of that because you need to have a boat. He was, again, jet ski and water ski only. But then, Hollywood came calling, and Rob was in The Love Guru. I think we all remember this classic role of Rob, and probably one of the most defining of his career. Rob was in The Love Guru, where they misspelled his name in the credits. You don't often see that in major films. And Rob, his name was not spelled correctly in the credits. And that was probably the highlight of his performing career, because the highlight of his personal career was when Rob became a dad. So happy to see Rob as a dad. Oh my God. It's been so beautiful to see him just mature into this amazing role. I'm so proud of him. And it makes the next side even more bittersweet, because Rob did live a long life, and he died. Rob died. What you've been seeing is computer projection of Rob for the last handful of months. CGI, kind of an Andy Serkis creation, fully very well done. I mean, it's very well done. I mean, Rob is dead. I didn't mean to. If he was here, we would have showed you the green screen, but I guess we'll just keep this mirage going. Yeah, so Rob did die a handful of years ago, but it didn't stop me from getting him a cameo. You guys like cameo, right? I love a cameo. And I actually, this is what's so irritating, because it's his birthday show, and I got him a fucking cameo, an expensive cameo. I'm gonna play it. Should I play it? I should play it, right? Okay. All right. Let me play the cameo I got. This cameo was very expensive, but this is a popular person, so check out this cameo. What's up, Rob? It's a good friend, Paul Scheer from the league. Child, please. Anyway, Rob, I hear it's your 52nd birthday, and I just want to say happy birthday, man. Your friends really wanted me to give you a huge shout out and ask you, how's your fantasy team going? But also, I know you love Black Monday, and you know what? I would never trade you because your value is too high. Okay, man. Hope you're having a great birthday. And they say give you some life advice. Don't kill yourself. Wow. I can't believe I spent $1,000 on that, but I love that actor. Paul Scheer. It is me. So I did pay myself. Yeah. But I got to tell you, you know, that's when you got it, you can't give it away. Am I right? So that is my birthday tribute to Rob. I wish, and thank you. It is a steal for $1,000. I'll give you at least 35 seconds, and 15 of those will have a lot of high energy, and the other 15 will be mediocre, low energy because as I'm reading off a teleprompter, just kind of stumbling through it. But if you consider it maybe like five, well, yeah, maybe 8. Well, don't worry about it. Just give me a great review. Cameo is working great for me. I've been given a lot of bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, graduations, JOI videos. I don't know if you guys know what JOI videos are. Jerk off instruction videos. Anyway, for $1,000, it's totally worth it. Everybody, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I can't believe that Rob is not here, but Rob has been carrying the torch for a very long time. And here's the deal, people. This show, normally Rob and I, we're together. We do it all together. But Rob has been having to carry the burden of this because I've been shooting Black Monday, and my schedule was absolutely intense. We were shooting nights in Ventura, so deep in LA. We were so deep in LA that across the street from where we were shooting, Ricky Schroeder was getting in a fight with a Home Depot employee. That is not a bit. That was the Home Depot where Ricky Schroeder, like 10 months later, got on the anti-masking, like call out the employee train. By the way, fuck that, right? Honestly, like, I don't give a shit. Well, I do give a shit. I do. Wear the mask. If they want you to wear a mask, wear the mask. Don't go there if you don't want. Who cares? But here's the thing. Why are we harassing the people in front of the store? They're not making policy. You're going there. They're making minimum wage. You're going to go there, Ricky Schroeder. No one's going to your job. Well, I guess maybe be hard. I haven't seen him work for a while. But no one's going there. I hate it. It literally on a level, it drives me bananas. It's like, why are we picking on this person? And I got to tell you, if we can find that Home Depot dude that Ricky Schroeder ran up to, he was calm, cool, and collected. But that's how we were in that part of LA, shooting the end of Black Monday, which were all night shoots for 2 weeks. We were shooting like from 3 to 3, 3 to 4, no internet. And then the minute I finished that, because that month had been kind of crazy, I jumped on a flight and I went on a vacation with my family. I did it. I took a vacation and it was awesome. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my vacation. Well, should I tell you about my vacation now? You guys want to hear about my vacation? Because, oh, by the way, this is great. Thank you, Focused Apathy. Tell Silver Spoons to go back in the drawer. Yeah. Does anyone? Fuck that guy. All right. So I went on vacation. I haven't gone on a vacation with my family in a long time because we've been here. And I know that I think a lot of you have been worried about me because I felt like I was giving off signals that I might be agoraphobic. Like I didn't want to leave the house. I was afraid to leave the house. But I mean, when I jumped back into the world, we jumped back. I went to the set. I was working there. Then I jumped on an airplane, which wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Because I was irritated with these Kindles that my kids have for 5 hours. All right. First of all, this is a note to parents. Does anyone have one of those fucking Kindle Fire tablets? Not a Kindle, like a Fire tablet, the one that feels like it's an iPad, but it's like better served as a doorstop. All right. This thing is the worst piece of shit. I bought it because it had like a rubber cushion on it. Like they're like, don't worry, you drop it down a flight of stairs, it's fine. Hey, if it breaks, we'll send you a new one. The reason why they'll send you a new one is because no one's buying these things. They suck. was on an airplane with my kids trying to get the United Wi-Fi app so they can watch. I don't even know, because we couldn't get on it because the thing doesn't even get onto the internet properly. It makes you appreciate everything about Apple. If anyone's a parent out there and has some Kindle, Fire tablets, yeah. If anyone has, let's all break it or tell me what I should be buying, because these Fire tablets suck out. You'll never see a more disappointed kid's face when they hit the button to play the game on the flight that's 5.5 hours long and they can't get it to play. And you can't tell them, well, these are free games, so they require you to be on the internet. But because there's no internet because we're flying over the water, you can't access it. You can only access United's movie and TV program, which is mainly like old Sopranos episodes. So I was like, and they kept on pressing it, and then I just have to sit there and go, well, no, and then you don't know and look. You go, well, turn off the Wi-Fi then. I did. It works better on land. There's something going on there. I have to go back to iPads. I tried to save money. It was a terrible thing. I'm getting all these warnings. I don't have DMR access. It's rejecting my memory card. It was a fucking nightmare. So my panic and fear of being on an airplane flight totally gone because I was preoccupied with a child whose disappointment that the Peppa Pig app wasn't working really monopolized the majority of my time. People are telling me that Kindle does have a good Skinemax, though. You shouldn't be saying that with that picture, Brissy Joe. Look, screen. All right, Daisy Barksdale, don't come after me. I'm going to tell you this. I'm a pretty good parent. I think any parent who tells you they're a great parent are cuckoo bananas. I try my best. I work for moments. I don't work for full days. All right. And I'm going to tell you this. Screen time is the only thing you should do on a plane. Who cares? It is the end of time. They can't get up. They can't do anything. Pop them down. Watch 8 hours of movies. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because in that time, it's like have as many snacks as you want. Watch whatever you want. We'll color. If you're bored by it, I'm in. Like that is your. It's like when you go to rehab, don't you have like those moments where you're like, oh, I'm gonna like blow it out? I don't know. I've only been to rehab once, and I paid somebody else to take my place when I was there. But and that whole thing, I got to take this screen time down. But so here's the thing. Let them loose. Let these kids loose. Let them go. I have these blue Kindles. The only thing that one has is an NBA Jam on it. My son is obsessed with NBA Jam. And I got head. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, eat whatever, watch whatever. That is the number one rule of being a parent when you are on a flight with your kids. Who cares? Who cares? Take off your shoes, lay down. As long as you're not kicking the person in front of you, as long as you're quiet-ish, we can talk. I'm going to engage you, but I can't engage you for 5 hours and 40 minutes. I love my kids. I love them to death. But if I engage my child for 5 hours and 40 minutes, just one-on-one, not moving engagement, try to do that. I'm happy when I get a 30-minute dinner out of them. But for 5 hours and 40 minutes, give them a Quaalude. No, I'm not taking that risk. Some people like to drug their kids on flights. Did you know about this? Is give a kid a Benadryl, but it can work in the other way because sometimes if you give them a Benadryl, it becomes like an upper. I'm not taking that risk. This is what my son would talk to me about for 5 hours and 40 minutes. This is a full-on conversation. Dad, who's taller, Luka Doncic or Kawhi Leonard? I don't know. I think Luka Doncic. Yeah, I thought so. Dad. Yeah, what's up? Do you like Jay Scrub better than Muggsy Bogues? Well, I mean, yeah, I grew up with Muggsy Bogues, so I mean, yeah, I mean, I think Jay Scrub. I'm curious about Jay Scrub. Dad, who is better, Manute Bol and then I would lose my mind, and that's all our conversations are. We have amazing conversations, but they're about the height of NBA stars, and they're getting more and more obscure because he's playing this NBA Jam game. So we're going deeper and deeper into a wormhole of players because the NBA Jam game is not updated. It doesn't have anybody on the normal teams. I don't even think Blake Griffin's on the Clippers. That's how old it is. Oh, the Clippers. I went to a Staples game. I don't want to get into that. All right. So Dame is in the game. Dame is in the game, and he's playing tonight. I think they're going to go to game 7, but we'll see. All right. I don't get this joke, but I'm putting it up there. By the way, I'm getting used to the controls again. It took me a second. My whole thing was broken down because we had people staying at our house. I did put my kid on MDMA Jam, which is actually like a spread. It is like a spreadable jam, and you put that on, and they have a great time on the flight. All right, so you think I'm joking with my kid? I don't know if you think I'm joking, but literally all I spend time on. We spent a half an hour determining who was cuter, Jamal Murray or Bol Bol. Jamal Murray or Bol Bol. Do you guys want to do this with me? I didn't plan on doing this, but I think it might be fun to check this out. All right, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get this up. All right, so who do you think is cuter? This is literally what we did. All right, for a long time. Okay, here we go. Bol Bol. I'm gonna pull up Bol Bol. I'm gonna pull up Muggsy Bogues, and my son's obsessed. I think because we call everybody cute, he calls everybody cute. So we're talking about these two players, and we're always trying to figure out who's cuter. So let's take a look here right now to see who you all think is cuter. Okay, this is exactly the picture we were looking at. All right, do y'all think that Bol Bol? Here's Bol Bol. Okay, is Bol Bol cuter? I'll give you a bigger picture of Bol Bol. Is Bol Bol cuter than our friend Jamal Murray? I'll just give him that one. Let's give him a Jamal Murray. All right, so Bol Bol or Jamal Murray? Who is cuter? Bol Bol, Jamal Murray. And what are we saying? All right, so this is actually, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. People are saying Jamal. People are saying all about Jamal. But people are saying Jamal is cuter. Our family has determined that Bol Bol is cuter. And let's talk about that for a second. I think look, here's the thing. This is a cute face. This is a cute face right here. It's a cute little face that we got on Bol Bol. Let's and I think there's a sweetness to it. Like even when he's dunking, a sweetness to that face. Now Jamal, cute. Yeah, I would say Jamal is a cutie pie, right? He might be a cutie pie. Is Jamal Murray a cutie pie? Because he could be, but is a cutie pie cuter than this guy? All right, so I mean, this is the debates that we get into, and for hours at a time. Do we have baby Bol Bol pictures? If you can send me a baby Bol Bol picture, I'll put it up. Here's the thing, people. Our first guest tonight told me that they're going to be here at 5:30, but I have not heard any confirmation from that guest. So it may just be me. We got a great second half of the show, but I got stuff. I was nervous about this. I'm just going to talk. I'm going to be here with you. We're going to have fun. We're going to get through it. Oh, I see him. right here. All right, great. This is great. So I'm not nervous anymore. All right. So we are thinking about it right now. Maybe Molly at one point can put up a poll about Jamal or Bol Bol, because right now I'm seeing a lot of Jamals, but I want you to think about it. I want you to think about who you think might be cuter. Because I think, honestly, truthfully, it's really maybe a personal preference thing. All right. And people are saying Paul. Yeah, I like that too. Paul. Everyone, let's get a Paul up on Bol Bol or Jamal Mall. All right. So all right, it's a Bol Bol poll. People it's a poll. And why not both? Because you know what? You know why I say, Katie? Because it's America. And we have to choose people over other people. That's the only way we know things are good, if we rank them. If you're not ranking every member of SNL, who do I know is the worst? You ever see that list, that Rolling Stone list of the 100 of everyone on SNL, and they rank them? Terrible, god-awful list. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest here is from Austin, Texas. Okay, no, he's not from. Okay, our first guest here, we love him. He's great. I don't want to oversell him because if he's coming on as a character, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want. Yeah, forget all your minds. Let's meet this person that's coming out. We'll meet him and we'll talk about him. We'll do the whole thing. All right, here we go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
I'm doing well. James, welcome to the show, bud.
Smooth times.
Look, Rob Hubel's supposed to be here tonight. It's his birthday show. It's his birthday celebration. And he did not show up. He bailed on me. So I'm here by myself. I'm talking about Bol. I'm talking about Jamal Murray, trying to determine who is a cuter. Can I ask your opinion on this? Who is cuter? You can see it on your screen. I'm going to show you. You may have seen it a little bit when you came in here, but this is Bol. He plays for the Denver Nuggets, right there. Cute Bol. Okay. You see a little picture. Yeah, cute guy. All right. There he is. And now I'm going to show you Jamal Murray. This guy, cute guy. So my son is trying to find out who is cuter. It's a debate in our house. And we literally go back and forth between these pictures to the point that I have them saved on my phone.
I could do a bachelor thing. But instead of a rose, it's like a basketball. And it's just like, who wins my heart? I just toss him a basketball.
Do you have an opinion? Do you think your personal, because again, we're saying personal preference, because I was the one, I said to my son originally, I think Jamal Murray is cuter, but then my son has really set me over the edge to Bol. I feel like
Bol's got a cute smile.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think that cute smile is selling me. James, for people who don't know you, you are, you do. I'm so excited you're here because you are one of the funniest people. Your bits on Kimmel lately have been amazing.
you played what a fun gig.
It's great because here's the thing: you are an amazing comedian, but you also have these characters. The first time I've ever met you, the first thing that you ever did that I saw, and not the first thing you ever did, but the thing that I saw that made me like fall in love with you, was your impression of Tom Leykis. And this is probably going to go over the head of 95% of the people here.
There's certainly there's an event horizon of people who it's like a Gen X to millennial event horizon where nobody even knows about Tom Leykis if they're a certain age.
It's such a weird thing. Like he was like an LA shock jock. Mm-hmm. Like he's kind of he was what people assume Howard Stern to be, right? Like, he would be talking about he has these cigars. I'm not going to try to avoid, but he had like dark glasses on. He was trying to be a very cool guy and talk about his ladies. And I remember the first time I listened to him on the radio, and I started to hate listen to him, was like he was giving a guy like he was giving a guy advice on how to get his girlfriend to miscarry because she was pregnant.
You listen because you hate me. That's you love me. If you love me, then you love me. And if you hate me, that's great. Because that's still, let me tell you, Arbitron ratings.
He
still counts that as a win. You know what I'm talking about?
And he would play like legit bong hits as like sound effects. It was a great show. So that was the first thing I'd seen.
Take me out, Tom. Can you take me out bong style? You got it, babe.
He was one of these kind of radio guys that he was kind of imitating Stern, but it was also like he just had this very fake radio voice. And I remember him from KFI when he was just a political guy.
Oh, really? Okay.
He switched over to FM talk radio and became this guy, this bad boy. And he had been like the liberal answer to Rush Limbaugh on KFI. And then he moved over to FM and he was suddenly like, women have too much power.
I'm going to show a picture of them because people just need to see like an image of this guy. Like this is him right there.
You know what I'm talking about.
Always wearing the dark glasses. Oh my God. And I love that thing. Like a lot of these like very right-wing pundits they came out of like very like radio, like their whole personality changed. Like they just were a wholesale like, okay, now I'm here and I do this. And it's like, and you realize, you see like, oh, like Glenn Beck was doing like weather and morning radio. And you're like, oh, I guess they all had to start somewhere.
Just like oldies radio disc jockeys.
And you're like, and now they
It's
found a
Sean
niche.
Hannity here sitting on the dock of the bay.
Well, that's what I remember with, I don't know, and we'll move up to normal people and that you all know in a second. But that's how I remember like what happened to Dennis Miller. It happened like right in front of my eyes, like Dennis Miller on SNL, so great. And or at least he was great to me. I thought he was cool. You know, he wore jeans and a suit jacket.
Yeah,
and
he
as
was
a kid,
cool guy, 80s guy, babe. And he would make fun of Reagan. He seemed like he was like an anti-Reagan guy.
yeah. And then he gets like, then 9/11 happens, and he's doing a show on HBO that was like kind of like the Bill Maher show before the Bill Maher show. And then it switched and it got incredibly like, oh, this is like a Fox News show. And it was, and you were like, oh,
early 2000s, like right at 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That thing, I was just thinking of that. That changed things so badly because that's what I was 21 when 9/11 happened. So it was like, and open the curtain and you're on. Time to be a grown-up.
Yeah. No, I mean, oh God. I was in New York when it happened. And that was the most like I'd just been out of college, or I was, you know, like maybe like the first year out of college. And it was like oh shit. Like it just felt like nothing was safe or like normal. Like you had to grow up really, really quickly in that one little moment. But then also New York had a crazy party. Like I feel like New York decided to be like, now we go to Brooklyn, we go to Lofts, and we do ecstasy. I felt like there's like a real, like we're all gonna die. I remember going out to like the day after 9/11 and like buying like 4 pieces of pie and be like, fuck it, I'm eating it. I don't care.
Fucking pie. Take down the towers, I can take down a pie.
And then you know, so James, you've been anyway, you've been doing such great stuff, and you are
one thing that I'm reminded
please.
of. I'll tell you about Tom Likas.
Yeah.
I think I regret this because I met him once when I was like in college. I met him when I was like 20 or something. Because my college radio advisor for our radio station was Tom Likas's call screener. So he was like,
okay,
who wants to come listen to Tom Likas? So I've actually seen him do it in studio.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of there's a glass panel where there's like producers and friends behind it. And then there's him, and there's a lot of like he's going like, do you care? Like mugging to the glass panel where the people are, you know, like,
Listen, dear, if you don't like this, then you're probably not sexually active. You know what I'm talking about?
But it's so crazy because then once you adopt a character like that, then you're stuck. Because I feel like Dice Clay, I feel like Andrew, whatever Andrew was not Dice. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm a guy who gets up on stage and I'll do a character, or I'll do a
what's
thing."
Up? My name's Andy Clay.
Well, because
it's like Andy Clay. They named me one of the top comics to watch, 1981.
And then he goes, "Oh yeah, and I do all these fun characters." And then the Dice character works, and then you're screwed, and then you're not
you're
defending.
Stuck.
You're stuck, and then you become the thing that you were parodying. Like you become it. Like you have to, because that's what people want. Because I remember I did like a table read for a part in the Dice show, and I was like, "Oh, you're just now you are there." Like it almost felt like I was like doing scenes with like Andy Kaufman. I was like, "You're fully in. Like I'm in a world where this is the way you act, and this is fine."
I always love people like that, where I the way I describe it is where it's like meeting a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, there's a character you play. And it's like when you meet them, it's like, oh, I met Big Bird from Sesame Street.
It truly is, because that's all you want. You want them to like knock out their catchphrases, do their things, make bing bang bam. You had your moment with it. Like, you know, and I think that's why Cameo works, because it's like people are like, what do you want me to do? You want me to say my thing?
You want to do the thing? Tom Likas was one of those radio guys that basically a 3-hour radio show every day in his prime, and he probably had basically 30 to 50 phrases that was all he would ever say.
Do you care? I don't care. I'm doing great.
Like, and it's just hour to hour, you don't really have much cause for breaking it up. It's just
you just shuffling the deck. It's like, all right, what am I saying now? Great, got it, nailed it, did it.
I'm pretty sure I saw him at LAX once recently, like maybe 4 years ago. But here's the problem: I did not go up and I thought about like, oh, I could like, take a selfie with him and like say like, hey, I met this asshole at the airport. But I was not. I was like 95% sure it was Tom Likas, and I felt really embarrassed because I didn't want to just go up to someone and be like, "Are you Tom Likas?" Because that's a terrible insult.
Yeah, that would go down not smooth. I always say that you never should tell anyone who they look like, because it is a recipe for disaster. Even if you think you're giving someone a compliment, I feel like it predominantly backfires, because inevitably the person that you're going to say, you're like, hey, you look like Brad Pitt, and they're like, his ears are so small. Like,
right.
I what? I know I was saying I have weird ears. And then you obsess you like, so rule to everyone, never say it. But I would like, I feel like a lot of people will I was at Staples Center last night, and there was there's always a lot of league fans around, and there's some very I've noticed that what people do
yell the league.
They'll yell the league, but then they'll yell like Andre. They yell my character's name, and which I have mixed feelings about, but I also go back to that Will Smith thing of, he goes, if you're ever going to do a TV show, make them name the character after you, your actual name. Oh, he goes, yeah, because he's like, they will call you it for the rest of your life. But so people will yell Andre, and sometimes like I won't respond to that. I won't respond to it, not because like my natural inclination isn't to turn on Andre. If you called Paul, I might go like, what's that? And I feel like the smarter people will just be like, Paul, and I'll be like, and I'll turn, and then they've got me. So if you could do like
you have a little test built in for like smarter people to give you the Paul.
I do, yes. When I see somebody yelling at me like Andre, I do move a little brisker. But I'm not one of those people. I've been out with people who don't want to like say hello or do whatever. I'm not one of those people. I get scared of it. Like one of the guys
how many people are like Star Trek dude from Human Giant?
Well, I mean, the other thing too, the most asshole I've ever been. Well, this is not even asshole. Like I was online. I was online at the TSA, and this guy's like, I know you, ma'am. And I go, cool. He goes, I know you. And I go, huh? And he goes, Robin Williams. And I go, no. I go, I'm not.
No, of course not.
What? No, I'm not Robin.
Was he alive?
In so many ways, he was alive then.
Okay,
go,
give him that.
In so many ways, I'm not Robin Williams. You could call me Rob Corddry. I've had that, and I accept those compliments. I go, oh, thanks, man. And Rob accepts compliments on my behalf. I will
tally them up every once a year.
Yeah, we come together. We go, okay, that happened over at that bus station. Let's go. But he goes, Robin Williams. I go, I'm not. And he's like, okay. I didn't know what to do. It's like, I'm not. And then I'm like, I'm really not. And he's like, oh. Then it was like, then I think he was like, I'm not blowing your shit up. Now you're being weird. I'm like, but I'm not. I don't even look like this. Like, there's no even passing resemblance.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I guess you've done it.
That's why they're so big in the facial recognition technology at Homeland Security, is because the guys they have can't do it.
They're really bad. They're really
bad.
And I saw a guy. I was out with my kids this week, and I saw a guy go, this is my favorite thing I've ever seen. I wish this is a moment where I wish I like had it on tape, but it was just a moment to see it, where this guy came back to the table next to us, and he's like, honey, it's definitely him, Richard Pryor. And I go, and she turned and she goes, it is. And I was like, maybe I'm mishearing it. She's like, I love Richard Pryor. Oh, I love Richard Pryor too. And there was a guy who, if you squinted, if you looked like Richard Pryor, maybe in 1979, like young Richard Pryor. So
this is the Andy Kindler joke. Richard Previous.
He goes like, I was just like, you were so confident that it was not only like, all right, I get it. You may not know Richard Pryor's dead, but you've also not aged him. Like, that's the other thing. You can't love Richard Pryor and think that he looks like 1979 Richard Pryor.
Exactly the same. Well, this is the problem because people don't really know celebrities, but they think they do. And then it's like, I'm just some guy who gets things wrong all day, but I'm right about this. The funniest recognition thing I saw, it wasn't with me. It was, hanging out with like more famous people. We were in Vancouver,
Right.
and I was walking through some kind of pedestrian street in Vancouver, British Columbia, and it was Brian Posehn and Todd Glass and me and maybe a couple of other people. Brian Posehn starts getting recognized. All these fucking street punks are like, hey, fucking Brian Posehn, man. Like, hey, what's up? Sarah Silverman program. And then Mr. Show. And Brian's like, yeah, man. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. Todd Glass, jokingly, but also probably truly getting jealous that Brian Posehn is getting recognized and he's not. He pulls back next to me and he goes, yeah, see, I get recognized too. But honestly, my fans aren't they're like upwardly mobile, they're classier people. They're not just going to shout at me in the street. And he goes like this guy over here. And he just points at someone who's just not even looking at Todd Glass, just a passerby. And it was so funny because then Todd walked down the street pretending to be recognized by people who were being subtle about it. So we're like, thank you very much.
Oh my God. It's such a funny, it is such a weird thing because I've had two interactions where, and we'll get off this, but I was like, where I've seen people get really like, I don't want to take a picture and I don't want to shake a hand. I don't want to do anything like that. And the way that I've seen both of them play out is so much longer than if you agreed to take the picture or just be nice about it. And it makes me like, they're like, because then you have to be like, hey, can I take a picture? You're like, actually, no, I don't want to do that right now. And people are like, oh, wait, what? Like, oh, no, I don't want to. I'm eating. Oh, can we do it? No. And then
stupid. You could do something stupid like stick your hand out and I'll stick my hand out and you can take a picture of our hands.
Yeah.
And then we're like, see, you've got something. You've got something
interesting. Did you ever do that? Were you like a fan of like people like growing up? Like I collected celebrity autographs. I would literally write to celebrities like a fan letter and then get them. And I still have like my fan letter, like like little 8x10, like Steve Martin autographs and everything like that. Did you do any of that sort of stuff? Or no?
When I was like a teenager or maybe college age, I got 3 separate autographs with 3 separate letters from Conan O'Brien, Andy Richter, and Max Weinberg. And I wrote 3 different handwritten letters, and I tried to be funny because I realized that they wouldn't just write back to everybody. Right. So I don't remember what they all were, but I think my letter to Andy Richter was like, Andy, picture signed, please, thanks. Something like an idiot. But I got all 3 of them back, signed photos. I found them recently, actually. When I was a kid, all I had was like the Disney World, Disneyland.
Like that, the autograph,
for Disney characters. And so when I was like 8 years old, we visited LA for the first time, and I had this autograph book that was just for Disney characters, but we were like, let's bring it to Hollywood for the first time, because then maybe who knows? Right. I'm not kidding. At LAX, leaving LAX, and I'm 8 years old, I saw and recognized Zsa Zsa Gabor. She was there not wanting to be seen, but she had like matched luggage. She was dressed in like a pink, like a pink workout tracksuit, and all of her bags were the same pink. And she had like a little doggy in one of the bags. And I recognize, I was a kid, but I watched TV. So I was like, that's Zsa Zsa Gabor. And so I went up to her and I pulled out my fucking Mickey Mouse autograph book. And I was like, Miss Gabor. And she did not like that it was in front of people at the airport.
Oh, right. Yeah. You've blown her cover.
And so she was like, notices that it's Disney, is even more offended. Like, it's basically like Donald Duck, Goofy, and Zsa Zsa Gabor that's going to sign it. So she grabs it and she signed like, the kind of like rude signature. She just grabs it and goes like, shoo, and gave it back to me. But to me, that's the best autograph I've ever got.
when I came out to LA, the first time we ever came out here, my dad did this really cool thing. I don't even know if it would be legal anymore, but it was called Hollywood on Location. And what you would do is you would go to this office in Beverly Hills,
Hey,
and
Hollywood on
you would,
location.
yeah, and you would go, you pay them $50, and they would give you like a 10-page printout of everything that had pulled street permits for shooting that day. So you could see, okay, whatever it was like, every movie had to list what they were. And then they would put on it like who was in it. Oh, Christopher Walken's in this, or Marky Post is in this.
So it's like retail paparazzi store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like that's. I was like, this is crazy. When I think back on it, I was like, my dad was like, we got to do this, and we went and we spent 2 days. And we went to the set of Simon and Simon and Highway to Heaven.
Simon. Oh my God!
It was to go on the set. Like,
that's definitely 1986, right?
Oh yeah, it was in that. It was definitely in that like era. Like, and it was like they were up on a boat dock, and we got to watch from a distance. Michael Landon was smoking a cigarette. He signed me an autograph. But then you were getting like cocky. But I was a kid, so I knew Michael Landon because Little House on the Prairie and stuff like that. Victor French, classic Victor French. But I didn't know everybody, and my dad would sometimes be like, "Go, go, 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 go."
Your dad pushed you to do this.
Yeah, he's like, I think that my dad was also like, I think that's somebody, because again, there's no internet, so no one has cell phones. You can't you can't dial it in. You have to be
some dad's memory actually counted for a lot more back then.
Exactly. And so like what I
the world turned on some dad being like, "Hey, that is Richard Pryor."
Yeah, that dads were right for a handful of decades.
There's nothing to prove them wrong.
Meanwhile, my kids ask me the heights of NBA players. If I get it wrong by 1 inch, she's like, "Sorry, Dad." He's like, "Paul George is 6'9". I'm like, "Oh." So my dad's like, "Go, go, go." And I run up to this guy and go, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, can I have your autograph?" And I was like, "Oh, you want my autograph?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, absolutely." And he's like, "What's your name?" And we have this conversation. I'm like, "Oh, I think I'm getting somebody really good." And he signs a whole big thing. And I get it back. And it's like, "Paul, so great to meet you. Hope you have a great time in Hollywood. James McCarver, Universal Stunt Show Miami Vice coordinator." And it was like he was the Miami Vice Stunt Show coordinator, but he had wrote his whole thing out. I don't know why he was walking around. My dad just thought he was an actor, but he was just a stunt coordinator.
In your dad's defense, he had like big sunglasses and like a scarf in the summertime, like trying to look like a famous guy.
I mean, there was something about him, and I did like that he not only signed but then gave his credits, because
his credits.
When I still have it. And every autograph I have is on my dad is a pharmacist, so he would always get like all this like pharmacy swag. So it was like on
amoxicillin.
Literally, I have like a Vicodin one. They're all like Vicodin signatures, like David Carradine peace sign on it just says Vicodin. It's just an ad for Vicodin on a notepad.
If you can take this pill from my hand.
But I was talking like you have been in this thing, and people love you I think people just know you from all different ways, whether it's doing voices on their favorite shows, whether it's being on their favorite podcast. You're touring around the country always as well, which we're going to put it up in the chat, but I'll plug it as well. But you're going to be in Texas actually coming up in a little bit.
Austin.
You're going to in Austin, Texas. Have you performed out? You have been actually performing out in the live, right?
I have not done. Have I done a live show? No, I did the Nowhere Comedy Club that Ben Glebe does, which felt like a live show. But I have not done live shows yet, and I'm about to start going back out in LA, and then I'm going to do This Is the Live gig later this month in a couple weeks. Yeah, it's going to be in Austin, Texas, Creek in the Cave, 624 through 626. And you can go to creekandthecave.com/shows. We'll put this up in the chat. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's up. But what I was gonna ask you about the live shows, but the other thing I wanted to kind of ask you about is have you retired anything because of all the characters that you've done, or is there a thing that people want from you that you just can't give it to them anymore? You're done. You're like, because can you max out on a character? Yes. And I am not. I like to make a real crowd of people in a room laugh. I'm
Right.
not so interested in making every individual nerd
Sure.
like tickled with glee because I did their thing for them. I
Right.
understand I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but it's like it's better for everybody if I'm like good in a
Yeah.
room on a stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, there are people that always want me to do. The problem is that so many people know me from like one different thing.
Right. Exactly.
What'd you do? Dude, Tom Likas, do Huelhauser. And I'm like, well, if it's appropriate to the occasion,
Right.
sometimes if I'm having a lot of fun at a stand-up show and I can go a little bit longer than an hour, I'll stop and I'll be like, all right, do you have any requests, the stuff that I didn't do?
Yeah.
But I don't always do that, especially if I've got to keep it to an hour or like 10 or 20 minutes, working on new stuff. If someone dies, if someone dies and I like them, like Huelhauser, I don't want to make fun of like a beloved dead person.
But you made a series, a Huelhauser series, and didn't it come out like or it came out and then he died the next day, or there was like
we had filmed like a Funny or Die series, and then we put the first episode out, and then he died like 2 months later or a month later or something.
And by the way, it was it's such a great series. If I would tell people to try to find it on Funny or Die, but Funny or Die seems to be like gutted. It seems to be like the storefront is there, but like if you go look for videos that you used to like, they're not there anymore. I'm like, I can't find old shit that I've made, and I'm like, what's going on?
I think it probably got ported over to YouTube at some point. It's called you could search James Adomian and Huelhauser, but it's also like it's Funny or Die. It's Huelhauser and it's Huelhauser Backyard Farm. That's how you find it.
It's really funny. It's really, really great.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're gone for like a long enough period of time, then like you're done. The world is done mourning. Then you can bring them back as like a beloved historical figure.
Yes, I like that.
So there's that's a game to play, I suppose. Like I love playing Orson Welles just because. Oh my God, I'm reading My Lunches with Orson right now. And it is so
What is that? Wait, what is that?
It's these conversations in the last 2 years of his life where Henry Jaglom recorded them at lunch, and Orson asked him to, but he recorded these lunch conversations, and it's from 1983 to 85. And Orson is so hilarious and bitchy and gossip, but it's also like the industry is the same as it was then. And it's just, it's somebody who kind of like, he's struggling. It's so funny to see him struggling with money, and you see where his shortcomings are,
oh my God, I love
stuff like Bogart was dumb.
You see, this is all right. So I was reading something. I forget how I came across this, but I love these stories of like these people that you think that are above it. Like, you think like Orson Welles, literally like his film is the #1, Citizen Kane. Like, what else do you have to prove to the world? And whenever you see somebody that is that high up who gets so miserable, there is something so fulfilling. And there's two things that I love. And the one thing that I absolutely just made me laugh so hard was Alfred Hitchcock hating Spielberg for Jaws and feeling like a fraud and being, oh, this fucking guy. Because like Spielberg, all Spielberg wants to do is like, hey, I want to hang out with you. Let's hang out. Let's have lunch. He's like, no, fuck you. Like, you're the new one. I'm old shit now. Like, and he's just miserable about it. And he begrudgingly meets Spielberg. And it's like just like,
there's a part in this book where Henry Jaglom is strongly suggesting that Orson Welles cast. He lists off this list of A-list actors from the early 80s. Like, it's seriously like, it's like Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and like some other like big names. And Orson's like, please, he cuts him off. He's like, please, none of these pop idol screen flash in the pan boys of yours. He's like, this is not a part that Robert De Niro can play.
Oh my God. If you want great stories too, get that Mike Nichols My Life book. I want to. It is absolutely amazing. And I'll let you go. I've kept you too long, but I will say this. Have you ever seen the Spielberg reaction video to the Oscar ceremony?
No. Does he not get an Oscar or something?
Okay, so it's the year that Jaws came out. and it's the Academy Award nominations. And so he has a documentary crew on him. He's wearing like a tuxedo t-shirt, and he's sitting there surrounded by all of his friends because he knows that Jaws is going to get nominated across the board. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jaws doesn't get any nominations, right? So he's sitting there and you watch him just like, he knows the crew is on him, so he's trying to keep it light, but he's like, okay, well, we didn't get that one. Okay, all right. And it's like, and you just watch him like just get crushed by like, it's so much hubris.
Complete snub.
And it's on YouTube, just like Spielberg reaction to it is great. James, I'm so excited that you were here. You are one of my favorites. Definitely check out James if you're in Austin. Check him out. But also, we've put up where you can find him all around. He'll be in Austin at the Creek in the Cave, 624 through 626. You can go to creekandcave.com/shows, and that is a whole weekend there. You also, I was going to say, you also, and I think this is important to talk about too, suggest that people should be donating to help the people of Armenia right now during this this crisis. And you can, I want to just make sure I'm reading out the, it's, you can go to at Armenia Fund or COAF Kids.
Armenia Fund is the general sort of all-purpose donation site for Armenia, and that's been operating for years. And also another great organization that I love is the second one, the Children of Armenia Fund, which puts donations and other funds directly into building infrastructure for the young people of Armenia, which was devastated by a really nasty sneak attack during the COVID pandemic last fall.
Yeah, and again, it's one of these things that we don't really hear about because we don't care to give it that much notice.
Armenians don't make it on the news, so we have to plug it where it's not appropriate.
Well, James, it was great to see you. I'm glad to see you virtually and hope to see you in real life soon.
Yes,
thank you for being here.
So too.
All right, bye-bye, buddy. See you later. Bye-bye. Wow. All right, we are going to keep the show rolling right along. I don't need Rob Hubel. It's just me. I do. I miss Rob. But I have somebody here that you're going to love. This is another person who, well, we'll just bring him on. Please welcome Andre Hyland. Welcome, Andre. Andre, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going?
Hey, I like this backdrop.
Oh,
it's very, very cool.
Wood.
Andre, I feel like I don't know how we first met, or if I saw you as Jesse Miller for the first time, or you do this character, this Jesse Miller talk show, but you've also done like these bits. Oh, I know what it was. Your short films are amazing. I think this is like how I fell like in love with what you do. You had this, like, I think the first one I ever saw was the cell phone one where you're on the phone. Yeah.
Funnel? Is that one?
Yeah.
I think because after that, I remember actually technically the first time I met you, we met and we got coffee at some place in Los Feliz in LA. That's where it was. Or like officially or whatever.
Yeah, an official meeting. Well, I just said like people should, we'll plug all your stuff, but you are a filmmaker, you're an actor, you're a writer. You've been doing so much cool shit recently. What did you just finished? Was it an Amazon show or you just
Yeah, it's it's called Guilty Party, but it's a Paramount Plus show. So
Paramount Plus, sorry.
So it's new. Well, I guess the streamer's there, but like the show's not out yet.
Okay, got it.
Literally just finished like a few days ago. So, but it'll come out at some point that I'm not aware of.
No, I hear that. Where were you shooting it? Because you were in a weird spot. Or not a weird spot, but it wasn't like one of the normal spots that people shoot.
Yeah, it was Calgary, Canada, Alberta.
Oh boy, how is it up there? I just got off of night shoots, and I felt like parts of my body were cold in ways like I would come home and put my feet in a tub of water and they would sting. It would be like, no, like, were you in like doing nights or anything like that? Or
we did nights. I mean, well, it was funny. I was going to say like it was later in the spring, so it was warmer, which I guess it technically was warmer, but we were doing a night shoot where it's supposed to be warmer in the fictional reality. I was wearing like short sleeves and it was like May 21st and it was literally snowing. Like there was leaves on the trees, but it was just snowing for real. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is Canada life.
we were shooting in Ventura, and just 2 weeks ago, like, and it was so cold, and you feel like it shouldn't be that cold. It just shouldn't be that cold in the middle of it's summertime. It's May, it's June. And I literally bought this jacket that my Canadian friend told me about, which I'm going to recommend. I don't even know if I can plug it because I don't know.
Like a red Mountie jacket?
No, it is. They gave me a horse and a hat and a jacket. It literally has heaters in it. Like, it is a jacket that is like you turn it on. You plug yourself in. Like, so you charge these like little ports. He's like, my buddy's like, oh yeah, you need one of those jackets when you shoot these things. And it changed my life. Like, literally, it's like, I don't know. I think I could probably explode with it. Like, if I'm one malfunction away from like just lighting myself on fire, like full.
Yeah, I'd be afraid I get shoot it like falling in a puddle or something.
Yeah. Probably not the safest, but it did keep me warm.
Real quick, am I echoey? I have headphones, but I accidentally left them in the wash, so they're like crazy, like pigtail coiled. So I can use them if it helps, but I'm gonna be like battling.
I think we're hearing you. I think you sound great. People think you sound great.
All right. Cool.
People also, I want to tell people about. You were one of the movies that, like, a comfort movie that I watched. I feel like over the pandemic, one of the first movies I watched, because I had heard so much about it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it, was the death of Dick Long, which I don't want to even tell anybody about what it's about, because I think it's so great to kind of experience it, like, not knowing much about it. But how would you sell it? Yeah, would you sell it the way that? Because I think that the fun reveal is this. Yeah, right.
Well, first off, I think it's great and really rare that you find that movie to be a comfort film, which I really I have not heard that, but I like that. Yeah, it's definitely it's a tough one to tell people about, because the less you tell them, the better the experience is watching it.
It truly is, yeah.
But the general scope of it, as I can say, is that it's sort of like, if you like Fargo, it's not like, oh, it's just like Fargo the movie, but it's like it would pop up if you like this, you would like this, that kind of a deal.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a Fargo of the South. It takes place in Alabama, and it was shot there. And yeah, I think it does a really good job. I mean, that's the biggest selling point. If you like Fargo, you'll like it. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's actually a great way to describe it, because it's and I will go one step further and say it's dumb people trying to cover up something, and it just gets worse and worse, and more information comes out, and it's a deeper and deeper hole. It's like a Simple Plan. It reminds me of like a Simple Plan level kind of a thing too.
Yeah. It's like, if you can push you can make absurdity ultra grounded, it's kind of lands in that place.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, it is incredibly grounded, and but I also feel like you have a good eye. Talking about like Jesse Miller and your short films, and in that film, like, you have a good eye for just like weird stuff. And I've been obsessed with your Instagram, because I feel like you have these like little sections of your Instagram that pop up, and we see. I pulled a couple of them. I wanted to kind of like talk about them and see them. Okay, and I have some that are, maybe self-explanatory, but we'll see. This first one, I wanted to just start off with this, because that's
me and my dad.
Wait, let me get back to it. Sorry, damn. I'm back in the there we go. Present it. I'm gonna present it. Yeah. You took one of these so Richard Simmons teaches, or used to, because no one knows where he is.
Before he went into seclusion.
Yeah, he taught like dance class.
He's in hiding now.
How was that class? Because I've heard people like absolutely loved it. Yeah, what was that experience like? Because it's like a $5 class, right?
Yeah, it wasn't expensive. This was 2013. It was like 4th of July weekend. Hence all the sort of patriotic outfits with his
by the way,
red, white, and blue Pepsi shirt.
You could have told me that those leggings were from like February 9th.
It actually looks like, if you're familiar with the commemorative Pepsi cans that came out in like the late 80s, early 90s, it actually looks like one of those, which matches my early 90s Pepsi shirt. But that's like Pepsi can heads. Yeah, the class was it was pretty fun. I mean, not that I'm like a big gym rat now, but back then I never went to any sort of gym, anything. And that was probably my first like gym experience since like high school when I went to that. And then, it was pretty fun. He actually like I don't think I'm being presumptuous in this, but he asked me out.
Wait, what?
like in a flirty sort of public way in front of the class. So like I think it was like a cute winky having fun in front of the class, but also did actually transpire. And then my girlfriend at the time, I went with her, and he asked me, and then I just said, you have to ask her if that's okay. And then he was like, oh, you're no fun, and kind of like went back to whatever the next move was.
See, now this is I always felt like his game was, I will never feed into anything that tells you that I'm gay. Like it was always like, I'm gonna like always not keep you guessing, because I don't think it was like that much.
It was pretty mysterious.
I guess it's so funny. I feel like I led a sheltered life as a child, because it was sort of
right.
Like I feel like, or maybe it's like as I grew up, I realized like, oh, there are gay people in the world, and there are people who are different than me, and so like my world like slowly opened. Where my sons, now are experiencing that, as a day-to-day basis. But I feel like that was part of the thing. He was just like, oh, he's kind of out there and weird, or like he's just like, but he was like in that thing that he'd be on every show, like Regis and Kelly or Regis and whatever. Letterman, yeah.
That's where I knew him from. Is my brother and I would stay up late and watch that, and we're always like hiking. He was on.
Yeah, it was so. Oh man, it was so funny. I can't believe he asked you out. That's amazing. All right. So I'm gonna show some other ones. So this is. I kind of broke them up into a couple of series. The first series is some cars that you've taken pictures of. If you want to maybe set up, this is because it's a reoccurring theme that you have.
Sure. Well, my Instagram in general, when COVID hit, I kind of changed my aesthetic because I wasn't going out in the world anymore. But for the most part, for ages, I would always just I create these characters and I like them to be real, and I'm always sort of sampling from reality, like what people really wear, what they do, this, that, and the other. And so I'd always just take I love people watching, not like in a creeper way, but just like sitting at a cafe and watching the world go by, and like, hearing samples as you walk around town of what people are saying, that sort of thing. Anyway, my sister pointed out, she's like, you should get Instagram. And at the time, well, I'm giving you the long story. I was like, man, I'm done. I'm done. Facebook was enough. I'm done. She's like, no, I think you'd actually like Instagram. Anyway, cut to, I got an Instagram. So then it became sort of my people watching documentation, and
you capture people, but it's not like in a dicky way. Like, I have a bunch of people coming up too with but it's like it's a non-judgmental. It's really like, it's like great street photography, like that. You are just grabbing these shots.
You get it.
and so I figured we'd start with like the cars, because I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, hey, don't make fun. But I truly believe if you get into your Instagram page, which we plug up here, you will see this is not about making fun. It really is just about like, whoa, wait, what is this? And
sort of just the interesting characters that inhabit our life, or as I walk around.
This is this one thing that this is one of the first car things I saw that was amazing, and I wanted to like get into it because I'm like, you saw it up close.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. I don't even know how that supports that. That's just like insane to me. I was like, how is this? How is this?
Wait, like it's like, did you want a pickup truck and you felt like this was the best way, but but if you put too much weight on it, isn't it? Like, I'm looking at the beams of it. It's very well constructed, but at
least what they stuck on it looks sturdy, and it's an old, it looks like a 70s car, which they were built stronger back. But I also wonder, like, the weight of whatever that contraption is, some sort of like roof rack, that's got to outweigh or weigh as, I don't know what you can put on top of that, because that's already so much weight on the car.
It looks to me, and I was really like staring at this for a long time. I was like, are people like, it feels like that's a construction thing. Like, oh, we put all of our extra bricks in there, or like dirt, which is like, you're putting heavy stuff in that. That's not like, oh, it's a roof rack for our luggage. This is like, this is what we're doing to do construction.
Yeah. It's like some DIY.
It's like, people are those
anything
beams?
up there is going to suck. Or sorry, say that again.
Well, people are like, are those steel beams? They are steel beams, or they look like they're steel beams.
They were. It was steel. Yeah. It wasn't wood.
How are you going to get up there? Yeah. I mean, how, like, that's the other thing. There should be a ladder. There needs to be a ladder. And also, how do you jump it?
Yeah. That's such a commitment to like, oh, I'll help you move, or we're moving, we'll put this thing on the car. to even get that to the car, or I guess the car had to go somewhere, whatever that was, and then put it together there. It's like they built half the Animal House float, and we're like, I'm tired.
All right, let's take a look at another one that we have here. Because this one I also like. So this is just like a van that you saw on the street.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so this is, it says transmission was ruined.
Yeah.
But like, is that to the world, or is that like, who is this note for?
I want to say it was for sale, but it's also funny phrasing it was ruined instead of is ruined, because like,
yeah,
if it is ruined, it is ruined. It's not was. And if it was
Yeah.
ruined, why are you advertising that at this point?
Right.
You know what
It's
I mean?
also like, yeah, it's like, it's not a selling point for the car. If you did buy the car and it was ruined and you fixed it, but you left it on, or you are bragging about your mechanic skills. Like, you're like, it was ruined. Now look at it.
You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a football team we're unfamiliar with, and this was from the rival party in their homecoming parade, and transmission was the opposing team, and they were ruined by the home team. That's the only other possibility.
People say it feels like a spy code.
Yeah.
And then okay, and then like this was like, has it been fixed? Somebody should, yeah, that would have been a great continuation. All right, this is the final one of the car series, and we're gonna get some people. This one I also love. Talk to me about Ass Tracker.
That's a recent one. That was in Calgary. That's a Canadian ass tracker. It's different than the American ass trackers we have here a little bit. It comes in the shape of a boat. I saw this. When we were shooting Guilty Party, I went to Banff, which is like this pretty mountainous area, and it was like the one day I left I basically became a hermit in my apartment while I was there. It was the one day I kind of ventured outside of work. And I saw this bit of NSA technology on the way home out at a red light, and Ass Tracker.
Ass Tracker. So I think people are saying like I think they may have scraped off the B, because I think the boat is called a Bass Tracker. So
there's no way that would make no sense.
But again, what I love about this is someone bought it and was like, I got it. and then it's also like, wait, you're tracking ass in water? Like there's a lot of confusing things. And aren't boats traditionally, and I don't mean to I don't want to continue any sort of misogynistic tendencies, but aren't boats traditionally named after women? So maybe this is a female. It feels, and again, I don't want to
honestly, it might be Sir Mix-a-Lot's boat. It might be his. You never know. It might have been a celebrity sighting as well as an interesting photo for Instagram, and I didn't know it.
I love it. People are saying it's got to find that mermaid ass. Okay. So and people are then also saying, well, we don't get the Canadian humor, but let's get off of boats.
Oh, I think I got it.
All right, Firestarter says, do donkey swim? All right, so here we go. Now we're getting into some people, and I pulled a couple, and again, your page is full of these great ones. This one I really enjoyed. Walk me through this, because this is a level of confidence that I would never have.
Yeah, it's like baggage claim at LAX. I think LAX, and it's just like DJ baggage claim is what I called him. I think it just seemed like this guy's just like having a great time.
Like at the baggage claim, I'm on a level of tension. I'm looking out for my bags. I'm getting ready to leave. This guy has opened, like, to see him fully decked out to be like, well, now I'll just knock out some work while I'm waiting for, like, I feel like I'm always like getting shit into bags and doing it. Like, I don't feel like I can't, not that he's spreading on anyone's stuff, but he has set up a full, like, kind of desk situation here for this very limited time.
He's what they call multitaskers. I also think, he's got one of those carts. So does the other woman in the background, but maybe she doesn't seem as, maybe she's just not as young and happening.
She's got a child in her arms. If you see her little feet over here. Yeah.
But I will say, once you have one of those carts versus not, it becomes a more relaxing experience. Not relaxing experience, but a more relaxing experience. So maybe he's leaning into that.
I'll take it. Now that I have children, we can never travel with like less than like 9 bags. We get that. And this is this becomes a great thing. And then there's I would say such a satisfaction of putting my credit card in the machine and I'm paying whatever $7 to rent this luggage cart. But when I pull it out, it feels like, now I've made it.
It's always it's never not worth it when you do it. It seems like such an annoying thing. And I think of all the things I spend $7 in my life that don't bring me that much like freedom or relief. And it's like far worth it. I hate paying $7 for it, but it's worth it.
And I will say this, what I love about it is, unlike a grocery cart, when you pull it out, you take it to wherever you need to go. And I do it. I see other people do it. It's like, and I'm done. And I'm out. There's no return. It's like someone is picking this shit up like one of those scooters in the street. It's like there's not like bring it back. There's no obligation to bring it back. It's just like,
that's true. I just leave it out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Also, with airports, I mean, not that it's any news flash that airlines like nickel and dime everything, but could you imagine if you went to like the grocery and you had to spend $7 on a cart and be like, well, it makes it a lot easier to pull your groceries around. You know what I mean? Like, like why? It's so weird that an airport where you spent money on a ticket, which is more expensive than most things you buy on your sort of usual routine outside of like rent or whatever. Like, but then they rip you off for everything. Now I know an airplane's more expensive than a bodega or a grocery or whatever. But anyway, not cool.
No, you're right. No, not cool. All right, let's check out this other person we got here. This is a great. All right, so talk to me about this guy.
That was in New Zealand. That was in the Bay of Islands in New Zealand, and I saw this dude. Oh man, I should have posted the other photo. There's another photo. He's in front of this like ice cream place or something next door. That's another story. There's a very perverse photo of a cow like squirting its udders, but it doesn't look like udders. It just looks like a cow jerking off. I should just find that photo and post it, but it was right over his shoulder. But I thought this guy was totally like Rock of Love 2006 flashback, and just he looked, he was very what he was, and I was like, this is a good character. I can definitely,
What I love about it is like I feel like you see people play this, but very rarely be this. Like
exactly.
Like have a costume in a movie, and you're like, oh, I don't believe that character. But when you see it like this, people are saying he's Johnny Winter. He's not Johnny Winter, but like it is like what, like he is raw. Like he's not out. He's not flaunting it. He's in front of an ice cream. Like he's just out checking his phone. Like this is his look. Got a nice head of hair. Got that slick, like he's got a look going on. And I really do admire this. But that when you say it's in New Zealand, I feel like New Zealand probably has more of this. Like this is more of
New Zealand has a funny vibe. It reminds me of, it's really nice, but there's like culturally, there's a lot of things that remind me of how the US was in like the mid 80s to early 90s, where it's sort of like more chilled out and no one's worrying about getting sued. Right. Like it's safe overall. It's a very, very safe country, but sort of the sort of like, if you can imagine, like, I don't know, that mentality when you used to go to like maybe an amusement park in like 1989 versus 2019, very different on the rule vibes of like, arms in, arms out. They're still on the arms out tip. And I feel like, like this guy's an extension of that vibe.
He's very chill. And, by the way, somebody's like, we're not taking pictures of these people making fun. We are truly celebrating this. I truly am like, I long to be like this level of I'm cool. Like it's like I am I guess what I feel like is there's a comfort level that I see in this man that I wish to have, to be like, this is like I am boldly embracing this. Like this is me. And I feel like I feel like people go in one direction where it's like, I'm going to be like in Pose, like that FX show. And like, that's my thing. But this is not that thing. It's like, no. Yeah, I'm just going to get coffee today. I'm going to go over here, go to the hardware store. It's like, it's a lot of style without trying to be stylish, I think, if that's what it means, I think.
Yeah, no, I think there's a universality about this type of like dude.
Yeah,
like that's in New Zealand and Bay of Islands. But accent is different, I'm sure. But he, like I could see that similar guy or archetype in Southern Ohio at like Riverbend Music Center. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I like it. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so let's see here. People do say he fucks. All right. So this is something that I'm greatly obsessed with. Talk to me about where this was.
Okay.
Because this is my thing that I'm blown away by. Pets in human strollers is something I'm often fascinated by. But talk to me about this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am too. Dogs in human strollers is definitely, it's a thing everywhere, but it seems like LA was the trailblazer in it a while ago. So this, I mean, you can probably tell just by looking at me, I'm a huge 90210 fan. And
of course,
when they brought back the revival BH 90210 just a couple years ago, on Melrose Avenue, they put together a pop-up in the old Johnny Rockets, which is funny because the original Johnny Rockets was actually included in the intro of Melrose Place, which was a spinoff of Beverly Hills 90210. Yeah. Fun fact. But what was I saying? So anyway, my sister and I went to this pop-up, and they recreated the Peach Pit inside of the old Johnny Rockets, but that couldn't. There was an overflow, so they also created an indoor space. And that's where this is. And this woman, I assume she's a big 90210 fan, and then her dog must be by default, and she thought she'd bring the dog along to the Peach Pit.
I like. It is a bold move. Again, I used to see this in New York City all the time. Dogs in strollers, and I do feel like, are you giving up on your dog? Like your dog's the thing that your dog is gonna like. The only thing your dog really does, and unless the dog is sick or whatever, walking I would say is like, I have a dog that's 90 pounds. His name is Meatball. He's a great dog, and we went to the Grand Canyon over pandemic, and they're like, well, you can't walk the dog around the Grand Canyon. I was like, he'll be fine. And I'll tell you, that dog stepped up to the challenge. He walked for hours. We fed him, we gave him water, we walked up a mountain one time. Like, dogs want to, that's what they want to do. If they want to sit down,
that's why they want out, so they can like run around and do stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that dog maybe just isn't into it, because if it was, wouldn't it just like jump out? I'm a cat person. I've only had one dog in my life, but
I like what you're saying. Like this dog is like, he's figured out, he's flipped the relationship. He's like, you can't, like, this woman is carrying him forward. He's like, I'm embracing.
But he looks like he's having a great time. I mean, if I'm not wrong, it looks like he's like smiling.
He, now that I'm looking at it, my whole perspective on it has changed. And now I'm looking at her being kind of miserable to be carrying him around. So I almost feel like the dog is like, I want to go to this pop-up. Please, like, take me over here. I need to take a picture of this. I want to see. Like, she seems put out. She's more of a Saved by the Bell fan. She wanted to go to the Saved by the Bell pop-up.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I also attended that as well. And when I was there, I saw Macaulay Culkin was there when I was there, which was this weird cross pollination of early 90s child, I don't know, world. It was strange.
Oh my God. All right. And I have one final picture. Just talk about, and this is the one that I thought was genius. So this is also New Zealand, right?
That's in New Zealand. Yeah. So that outfit we found in a thrift store, like a vintage store in New Zealand. And then we were walking around hanging out, and then I was like, oh, I gotta put it on. We went and got ice cream, and I put it on, and then I was like, let's go past the KFC. And then let's so obviously that's when I was in front of the KFC. This is in Auckland. And I went into KFC, and I was wearing that outfit. And, you know, I wasn't expecting necessarily anything. I didn't have any expectations, but I was like, hey, you know, like I said something corny, like, you know, any free nuggets for a stylish guy? And the woman was like, she was just like, nah. I was like, all right, I'll have a number 2 snack.
Oh, no. By the way, first of all, I love that this was made, that you found it in a thrift store, and that there was one by, like, this is like, when you look through the whole photo thing, there's a lot of photo, like it's a big KFC, but that's a find. And the fact they couldn't give you any nuggets really,
I know, kind of weak.
Very.
In high school, I used to go into Arby's, and I had a bunch of little dumb get-overs, but I'd ask for fries on my sandwich, and they'd be like, we can't do that, but here, I'll just give you a small fry, and you can put them on yourself, and I'd get a small fry for free. And there was all these little like dumb little pseudo negotiations where I'd go into Subway and ask how much the broken cookies cost, and they'd be like, well, if you buy one cookie, we'll just give you all the broken ones. And it was always little things like that. Done fly in New Zealand. No little dumb tricks. Maybe I lost my touch But
I like those tricks. I feel like I want to steal that cookie trick.
it's good.
This has been great chatting with you, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you. I'm so psyched for this new show. Can you tell us? I know it's gonna be on Paramount Plus. We don't know when, but can you tell us like a little bit about what it is about? And then
so it stars Kate Beckinsale. She's like the main focus of it, and she plays a sort of a journalist that's sort of her career has taken a turn for the worse. Not necessarily her own fault, but it's sort of gone that way. And she's basically trying to remember what's in the press release. So I don't like give stuff away.
Yeah, but you know what? Then we'll have you. We're gonna have you back. We'll have you back on when it comes out. But we can also tell people about Old Haunt, which is the Sundance short film that's available right now on Vimeo as a staff pick that you wrote and directed. You write and direct. I love your stuff. Whenever you make it something, you got to check it out. And there's so much stuff to check out online for you. We're gonna pop up all your stuff. But tell people about Old Haunt. You can tell people about that because that's your own thing.
Yeah. Old Haunt is a short film I directed. It played at Sundance in 2019, and it's now on Vimeo staff picks. It's sort of like I wrote and directed. I'm in it. Noelle Wells is in it. Brent Weinbach's in it. Becky Garcia, Paul Owen. It's a good little crew. And what was I going to say? It's sort of my version of a Twilight Zone episode.
I got to watch it.
I don't want to tell you more about it. It's like great. Gotta watch. It's an Old Haunt on Vimeo. Oh, all right. Can I weigh in on one thing before we go?
I was going to ask you the question you wanted to bowl. I was going to say, I want to end with the. All right, great. So let's bring you into it. We've been talking. The chat has been talking. Who is cuter? This is a question my son has been asking me for days and days. Who is cuter, Bol or Jamal Murray? And I'll just refresh everybody's memory again. There's Jamal Murray. You see you know, if you want me to zoom in on any picture, I will. But that's a good sampling of Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
And then here's this picture of Bol. Right there. That's him dunking. Like that's him in action. That's not even posing.
I mean, you should be happy dunking, but it's like most people look so like more determined.
Yeah.
Rather than
he's
just
like he's getting it in. Yeah. And so do you have an opinion? Who is cuter, Bol or Jamal Murray?
Well, I think they both land in two, and I don't know if this is a cop-out, but this is just how I feel. I think they both landed in different cute zones. I think Jamal, that's his name, right? Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Jamal Murray, yeah.
He's like, if I was like romantically interested, I'd be like, oh, he's cute. Whereas the other guy, I'd be like, oh, he's cute. Like as in like, oh, that's adorable. You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. This is I may have picked. Okay, Bol was voted the most cute with 66.6% of the votes. Jen D'Angelo is coming up, so we'll make sure that she weighs in on this as well. Jen is waiting.
It's like the gold dress or the blue dress. It's just how you see cute. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like this is. I think that my child has stumbled across one of the age-old questions because they are both cute in very different ways. Like I would say, like Jamal Murray is more like, and I was talking about this in a way like traditionally, like, oh, he's a cutie pie. Like he's a cute, there's something like, okay, he's traditionally cute, but then Bol has something that is so uniquely cute. Like that I'm like, you're so unique that I don't know if I've seen any. I don't think I've seen cuteness like you. I don't know. I can't separate. I can't figure it out. So that's my I'm in the same way. I'm breaking down the middle. I was more Jamal Murray, and now I'm really appreciating Bol as the cuter one. But again, we're 66%. It's close. It's very close.
Yeah,
66 is almost 50
numbers. Once you crunch the numbers, that's the verdict. But I think it's a worthy debate at least. And one last thing, since we got out of the way, just one last thing. It's not really an apology, but something I want to acknowledge that you have no clue of. But when I first moved to LA, I saw you. This is so stupid. And this is like what you and James were talking about earlier. I saw you walking up like Vermont. It doesn't matter for anybody who doesn't know the streets. It's irrelevant. A street. I saw you walking up and going into a diner. And I was like, oh, shit, look who it is. And it was like when you were on like Best Week Ever. And I just yelled out the car window at you, Best Week Ever. And then we ended up going to the same diner and there was a wait. So I stood next to you and I just felt so stupid and awkward. But I don't think you even knew about any of it.
People have yelled at me out car windows. And by the way, I will appreciate that you said Best Week Ever because a lot of people go like, I love the 80s. And I'm like, you know what? I wasn't on that one. I was only on Best Week Ever. But I had a girl yesterday, literally, I was getting out of my car and she drove by my house and she said, it's my birthday. And I said, happy birthday. but the car was driving away, and I just heard "thank you." I thought that was the best thing. But I appreciate. I know. Yell at me. You can yell at me all you want. I was I was a little overwhelmed last night. It was maybe because the Clippers lost and the Mavs fans were very aggressive. And as a Clippers fan, I wanted to get the fuck out of there. And so, the Andres were coming in pretty aggressively. It was almost like, so sometimes I gotta move. But most of the time, I'm down to do it all.
People yell Andre at me all the time.
They did ask me. Well, like, so stupid. But my friend on the show, he was with his kid. It was Christmas time, and he used to yell yell these things. And they went up to him in a mall and they went, "Shiva Kamini Samarkandakram." And his kid started crying because somebody, just a stranger, started screaming at his dad. A catchphrase from the show. So I always say, just watch out for the kids. It was so great to talk to you, buddy. I will talk to you later. Everyone can follow you up there. All right, see you later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh wow, we gotta keep the show going. This has been a smooth sailing show. I'm gonna bring on somebody that I think these are like all my faves. These are all my top picks this week. Our next guest, Jen D'Angelo. She is amazing writer, but also I think she is hilarious in so many ways. I've seen her perform. I've seen her do all this sort of stuff. She has written and worked on so many of your favorite shows, including Solar Opposites, Workaholics. She was a co-EP on the new Rock show, which I'm so excited about. And I don't know if I can mention it, so I'm going to ask her in person. And then if she says "get shut up," I won't stop talking about it. But Jen, how are you? Welcome
oh my God,
to the show.
Thanks.
Are you writing Hocus Pocus 2? Are you?
I am.
Okay, great. So I can say it officially. And you're writing Hocus Pocus 2, which seems like the best gig in the world.
It was a true dream.
Oh my God.
I fully. Is my audio okay?
Your audio sounds good.
Oh my gosh, great. But yeah, it was like a true dream come true when I got the email that was just like, would you be interested in talking about Hocus Pocus and a sequel? I was like, could not respond fast enough. It's my favorite movie. It's the best.
It's so good. And I think, you and I, we have started off, or we were both in the UCB theater, but I think the one thing that we have bonded on so much is really our love of the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, in a way that is, it really is. I mean, you are, because I think there's two appreciations of this movie, right? There's and I think that they kind of cross. It's like, I don't ironically like it. I legitimately like it, but I also can stand back and understand why it's insane too. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know, I'm not is that the same for you?
Yeah, it's I understand, when I tell people that Fast Five is legitimately one of my favorite movies, I understand when they're surprised.
Yeah.
Because I'm I get it from a perspective of if you're comparing that to The Godfather or whatever, it's sure, they're not the same.
Right. Of course,
in that sense, it's not a movie, it's just an experience, but it's the best. And the fact that they've just fully leaned into we're superheroes now and we don't care, and
they're
cars
flying.
can do whatever. Yeah, it's the best.
Now, can we talk about the thing that I feel is when you told me this, I think you may have been getting ready to get married or just got married. You had a Fast and Furious themed wedding.
We did.
Okay. Walk us all through this, because this is first of all, my wife let me hire a Jack Nicholson impersonator to be my best man at my wedding. And I consider that to be a giant win. And it was one of the reasons why I knew I was marrying the right person, because when I brought it up, there wasn't even a hesitation. You're like, do it. And you both agreed on something that is wild. And I want to hear about how it all went down.
So, yeah, we had a lot of long conversations about what is the correct amount of bits to include in our wedding. We were we don't want it to be a joke wedding. We want it to be a real wedding. And I don't remember how we sort of stumbled on making it loosely Fast and Furious themed, but we did, and we were sort of like trying to figure out the balance. And I remember we told our wedding planner, and she was like, "Oh, so how about like for table numbers, instead of having like little like things to hold up the table number, you just make it like everybody gets a picture of a car, and then there's just cars in the middle of the table." And we were like, "That's too much."
Okay, you see, this is the balance of schlocky, because I saw pictures from your wedding on your Instagram. I was looking around today to kind of, I was just like, oh, do you have any pictures of stuff? And your wedding does look, and not to say like respectable, like you don't like, I've seen people who have done like a Lord of the Rings theme, and it's like, oh, did they go to medieval times? And by the way, if that's what you're into, God bless. But you managed to pull off the bit non-bit thing. What were the ways that, how did you do the bit? Like, what were the bits? Yeah.
Yes, we did it in like a very subtle way. The first thing that happened was that I walked down the aisle to a piano and strings cover of See You Again.
Perfect. And by the way, it also fits. Like family can just get on board with that. And it works.
It's a beautiful song. And like it, like my bridesmaids walked down to like a traditional, there was like, whatever music. And then it stops. And there's a pause, and then you just hear like do 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 do, and half the people started laughing, and then like our families that didn't necessarily know what it was were looking around like, why are people laughing? And I remember Mary Hyland, she didn't understand, and she was like, why are people laughing at her? Because it was like as I walked out.
But I gotta say something. Sad. There's something great about it too. Like we did a thing where we walked down the aisle together, and that wasn't my idea, but like June was like, we were kind of trying to play with different things. There's something so like, and again, peace and love to I'm not judging anybody's thing.
Yeah, you do whatever you got to do.
Do whatever you want to do. And I've seen millions of weddings, not millions. I've not seen millions.
Millions. I've
probably seen about upwards of 25.
I'm going to 100 to 200 weddings a day.
I'm zooming in on them. I'm getting it. But there is I would imagine as a bride walking down the aisle, and as somebody like you're also a performer, you are in this, there's a lot of attention on you. And some people I think really look forward to that day, and they want all those eyes, and they come down. But there's also a lot of pressure there. And it's this, I always think that the wedding, it should be a fun event. Like you're getting married to this person you love. And there's sometimes there's an overtly, there's as much seriousness as when they could bring down a casket in a funeral. As we're now we are looking at the thing, and here we are.
We all stand for the woman.
Yeah.
Here she comes.
And it was it's like when June and I kind of, we met at different spots. She started walking, I started walking, we met in the middle, and then we kind of finished our walk with our parents together.
That's sweet.
It was, and then really sweet.
Bruce Springsteen impersonator came up and
he was there.
Took you away.
But that's how I kind of played it out. He was not allowed to show up to that part of the wedding. He came as the best man to just do the speech after there were some serious speeches. So he was a injected piece of comedy that was out. So we had little moments. He was brought in and brought out. Right. So all right, so you had the theme.
So we had that song, and then I forget, I don't think there were any other mentions of it in the ceremony.
Sure.
But then at the reception, our cocktails were the Dominic Toretto and the Agent Hobbs. And then the best. And then when it was our turn to speak, after the speeches, when we give the speech to thank everyone for coming, we quoted Dom's toast from the end of Fast Five. Money can come and go. We all know that. But the only thing that matters are the people in this room. Salute mi familia.
You see, this is great. You did it the right. I feel like you did it the right way. And then you have this is, I love it. I love that you did that.
The best part though, was a friend of mine who was at the wedding had just shot a movie with The Rock and had his phone number. And I had asked him, I was like, I never ask for this. It's such a giant ask. But I had asked him, I was like, is there any world where you would feel comfortable asking The Rock to just make a quick video saying that I could show to my husband on our wedding day as a surprise, being congrats or whatever. And I was like, I totally understand if that's not your relationship, if you don't feel comfortable asking. Like, I'm so sorry. I can't stress enough how low pressure of an ask this is. And he was like, I totally can. Like, that's totally fine. And then he never did it. And I was like, I'm not following up. That's like way too stressful. And I was like, so scared. Yeah. I was like, you can't ask again.
Yeah. You ask once and you let it go. Yeah. I have to
you ask once with a million caveats and then you never ask again. But he didn't get it. But then at our wedding, he was like, you didn't tell me that this was going to be like Fast and Furious themed. And he showed me had been texting The Rock being like, can I FaceTime you real fast? And he was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm with my family. Like, no, I can't. I was like, he was cosmically somehow there.
I love that he at least experienced it. I will tell you this. I've been sworn to secrecy, but I will tell you that, and this may be too big of a tease, but fuck it. I'll tell you offline who it is, but I'll tell everybody here what it is. So two of my friends, my friend was going to ask his fiance. Well, no, it's not his fiance. He's going to ask his boyfriend to, get married. And he was like, well, what can I do? And there's one person that his boyfriend like absolutely loves. And this person is like a mega A-list celebrity who probably is asked crazy things all the time. And June took a shot with a person who has like casual, it seems like your relationship, they're texting, casual relationship with. Would you ever do it? This person did not hesitate. He's like, I'll do it. I'll ask if this mega celebrity will basically set up the wedding proposal. I'll tell you how it all kind of plays out. She says yes, records one of the best videos. So the way that they got the way that he got proposed to was he like brought something up on his phone and he's like, did you see this? And then hit play. And it was this mega person that this person loves, basically saying, hey, it's been a tough year. We've all gone through it. And, you're really lucky to have this person in your life and And why don't you look over at that person right now? And then when he looked over, he had the ring.
God.
It was, and
that's amazing.
And the level of quality that she produced for the video, like it was like she gave a shit. Like it was like so exciting to see. It was like I feel like if you have to go all in, like you can't half-ass it. And she was like, it was produced. It was like you feel like she may have done 2 or 3 takes of it because she even had like little bits that she was doing in the thing.
That's
really
amazing.
Good. As people said, she full-assed it. All right. So I want to talk to you because I know that we're fastly and furiously approaching. I imagine a very big day in your household, as it is in mine, which is the release of Fast 9, and that's what is it? It's June 26th. After a year delay here, and this poster has been around town, and I want to get your take on something because I almost crashed my car last night. First of all, I love that I feel like they're embracing the pride colors in June too. I feel like are they maybe, I don't know, but
that's interesting. This doesn't read as like a rainbow to me. This reads as
really?
Yeah, it reads as I don't know, intense like 90s. It like is more like Power Rangers or something. I think the black being in the middle makes it really like
the black thing is ominous. The rest of the colors are so bright. It's so odd to me. When I saw this, I was like, interesting choice. Interesting. Like like the smoke plumes is just it's a big choice. So
it's a big choice.
This is a theme that they've had for all of their posters. And here I'm going to show you this one. So this is all going to build to something here. They have all character ones. These are all around LA. So now, and probably wherever you live, they're all around town. They're only in LA. I saw this one. Now I Googled for this all today. Could not find it online, but I saw it in person. I almost crashed my car. Check this one out. Helen Mirren has her own fucking solo poster, and she's not included in any of the other things.
She looks amazing.
Isn't that amazing? Like
That's incredible. That really feels like a little Easter egg for us.
I know. I
They're
like
like, as a treat, you can have this.
By the way, I would buy that poster. Like if
Yeah.
if that would be the only Fast and Furious poster. I mean, I love them all, but that would be the one that I would buy. How do you think she how do you think she figures into this Fast Nine? Because she's Shaw's mom, and she seems like she's more in the Shaws and Hobbs that world. And what do you have any
She's
gut on this?
our soul connector. I have to be honest, I have completely just not thought about Fast 9 at all because I want to go in with nothing. Like I want to go in with no expectations. I haven't even watched the trailer. People have tried to show me the trailer and I will X out of it immediately because I'm like, I feel like I've already seen too much.
Okay,
I want to be stunned.
I by the way, I appreciate that and I respect it. I will then ask you this next question. Do you know, because if you've seen the posters around, do you know of this character that is coming back? If you do,
yes.
Great. Okay, great. Then let me just show you. Okay, like so. All right. So so Han is coming back, right? This is the original poster that was like around town. Justice is coming. Like, oh, it's Han. And then the reveal was this one, him eating in the front of the car. And I just was like started laughing at like
yeah, it's just a reverse.
Just a reverse. This guy's just going around just eating. He's just like I just see him just eating on different parts of his car all the time.
Yeah.
By the way, as you won't watch the trailer, Jason Mantzoukas and I spent an hour and a half dissecting the trailer on like a mini episode of How Did This Get Made, literally stopping it every time we had a question. But yeah, this is just seeing these two together. And I didn't know if you saw this that came out this week that Universal, they want to do this Fast and Furious and Jurassic World crossover. And I wanted to see what you thought of that.
Paul, it's actually so funny you should bring this up. I'm actually writing that movie.
What? Wait, hold on. Holy shit. You're writing the Fast and Furious Jurassic Park crossover?
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just write that movie.
Oh, all right. This is all right. All right. This is amazing. Well, can we talk about this? Can you tell us a little bit about it? I mean, I know there's probably NDAs and stuff, but like I would love to hear.
I mean, I feel like what's an NDA amongst Twitch friends?
I mean,
Let's talk about it.
Twitch is cool. We are on level here. We will not let this get out. This is oh my god. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Everyone's sworn to secrecy.
All right. Everyone, be cool. Just pop up some S's so we all know that you're in secrets. All right. Great. People are saying they won't say anything. People are like, all right. They're saying they're holy shit. They're excited about this. All right. So tell us. Oh my god. I'm like blown away right now. This is amazing. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I think like I can speak for every Fast and Furious fan when I say that like when I saw Fast 8, I was like, where are the dinosaurs?
Fuck yeah, right. Where are we going to go? We need dinosaurs.
We need dinosaurs. We're either going to space or we're fighting giant monsters on Earth. There's no, those are the two roads we can go. And you know what? We're going to do both.
You got to heighten. You got to heighten. And then I will say that.
You got to heighten.
When people saw this, they said it made sense. Like there was nothing about this that didn't make sense when you heard it.
It makes 100% sense. And here's how we do it. Okay. Jurassic Park, we just reveal that's part of the Fast and Furious universe. That's on an island somewhere. We haven't really had them talk about it. You know, they've been busy with other stuff, but they were aware. Yeah, they saw the park open. They were like, that maybe seems like a bad idea. They saw the chaos at the park. They were like, kind of knew that was coming.
But that's happening off an island. That's in Isla Nublar. They're not near it. I don't know. Yeah, why
they're not near it? They're in Dubai. They're all over. I mean,
they're very rarely on islands. They're mostly a mainland crew.
They're a mainland crew. They go to Brazil. That's not an island. But yeah. So Jurassic Park, part of this world, and the crew, the fam, they get hired to steal something from Jurassic Park, which is no longer a park.
Okay, so we're picking up like, all right, so we're picking up in the Spielberg verse of not like the new Chris Pratt world where they've made it into another theme park, or are we picking up from the destruction? I mean, they both of them get destroyed.
Yeah.
So which park are we picking?
This would be amazing if this is how we find out that you don't know that the Chris Pratt one also gets destroyed. You haven't seen Jurassic World. You're like, I assume that's just about a nice day at a theme park.
I saw that in 4DX, which I also know that you saw Fast 8 in, where
I
the
saw
seats
bus 8, yeah.
move. Yeah, the seats move and they spit at you, or water shoots at you.
And they also punch you in the back.
Punch you in the back. I saw Mission Impossible like that, and it was like when Tom Cruise is getting hit in the gut. It was like that's pretty great.
Yeah.
All right, so you're opening up in the Colin Trevorrow Jurassic
Colin
Park.
Trevorrow universe.
Okay, got it.
Because when the fam gets to Jurassic Park to steal this thing that they've been hired to steal, wouldn't you believe, it's not just a shut down, overrun theme park. It's a secret military base where they're training Velociraptor soldiers.
Yes, of course. All right. Yes.
Because we've got that going on in the Colin Trevorrow Jurassic World universe.
Yes.
They're selling dinosaurs on the black market. Who's buying those?
This makes perfect sense. I love this. All right.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, so fam sneaks in. They steal what they're there to steal. In the big excitement of all that, Ludacris, of course, befriends a pterodactyl. How's he not going to befriend a pterodactyl?
And I think that we have pterodactyls have gotten short shrift in the Jurassic Park world. So I do love that you're giving a little bit of attention to a dinosaur that has not gotten a lot of attention.
Totally. I feel like they fall victim to the they're too powerful. Like we can't entertain using them because we don't know how to deal with the fact that they can fly. We can't figure that.
It's sort of like only Nixon could go to China, which is a phrase I heard somebody say in a movie. Only Ludacris can talk to a pterodactyl, or
exactly,
or can
befriend it, earn its trust.
Befriend it.
Yeah. The pterodactyl doesn't talk. Let's not go crazy. The dinosaur.
No, okay. I don't need to put words in your mouth. I'm sorry. Yes. I don't want to.
It's a serious
get
movie.
False
Paul,
rumors
please.
out there. Yes, of course.
So yeah, Ludacris.
People, by the way, you can use this. I guess it's a pterodactyl. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually great because I was just thinking to myself as I was writing this movie that I, as much of a fan as I am, my wedding was Fast and Furious themed. I could not remember what Ludacris's character's name was because let's be honest, he's Ludacris.
He's Ludacris, and I feel the same way.
Tyrese is Tyrese.
See, this is like I was talking to Jason about this, and you are a Fast and Furious fan just like I am, which is like I love them, but I can't quote them. I can remember sequences, but I don't know from which film they are. And I don't need to know. I don't need to study it. It's not like it's not a manuscript to me. It is a vacation. I have some memories from my vacation. I don't remember every second of the day. I have some great memories. Yeah, there it is.
I went to the same place 3 times. I don't remember exactly which thing went with which time.
No, it's all there.
I just love it there. So yes. So also, sorry, backtracking a little bit. When they first get to the island and when they're preparing to go, of course, they have to have many conversations about we've got to reinforce our cars because the dinosaurs are going to try to eat us. We have to be in non-edible cars. We don't want to get crunched.
They got to be like those cages that you see in the beginning of Jurassic Park.
Totally.
1.
Yeah. And so they're working on outfitting their cars, and Tyrese is very upset. He's like, I know that I'm going to get eaten. You guys are giving me the most edible car. This sucks. And then when they get to the island, Tyrese is driving around. Something goes horribly wrong, and he gets swallowed whole by, I'm thinking, that dinosaur that eats that lady in Jurassic World, the one that lives in the water.
Yeah. We like that one. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, we like that one. That's a good dinosaur. So, and also, by the way, feel free to put your favorite dinosaurs in the chat if you want to make sure that they get featured in the movie.
This is good. You have a chance to talk to a real Hollywood screenwriter here. Okay, she's bringing back Hocus Pocus. She's writing on Solar Opposites. She's creating a new merging of worlds. We heard about it before when it's 21 Jump Street meets Ghostbusters, which I still think is a great idea. And now this is what we need. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
This is what we need. So they get to the island. They're driving around. Tyrese gets swallowed whole, and then Ludacris gets into some really sticky situation. He's really in danger. We think, oh my gosh, Ludacris is about to die.
Oh no, yeah.
And then Tyrese shoots out of the dinosaur's stomach.
Yes.
And saves Ludacris because he was eaten, but he wasn't killed.
And we've never seen that. We've never seen that on that level. We've seen Alien where something pops out of a chest, but we've never seen a car jump out of a dinosaur's belly before.
Yeah, we got to see a car come out of a dinosaur's belly. A man we think is lost and dead.
Yes. This is, you've hooked me in because I had some doubts. Now I'm like, this actually works. This is all fully functional at this point.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is my opus. I was born to write this movie.
people are excited in the chat, and people are like, and I know that people are saying like that's pretty much the first 10 minutes of the film. Is that like because we can't give away that much? We just but like if that's
Totally.
maybe if that's the first act we're in. Now let me ask you this: could you ever use? Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can. Could you ever use this car? Let me see here. I'll pull it up for you. Could you ever use that car in the Fast and Furious? We can get that in there. Yeah, great.
That's going to be featured pretty heavily. They're going to need to get a bunch of dinosaurs out real quick.
Yeah.
Really quick. This thing.
Jen, this is amazing. This is a huge. I mean, we got breaking news on the show. We got the full. I mean, is it? I guess this is. I mean, again, I don't know if you can talk about it, but is it a follow up to 8 or is it a follow up to 9? Does it happen in between 8 and 9, or does it happen between 9 and 10?
Okay, so I need to see 9.
Okay, got it.
In order
Sure.
to know where it falls. But that's the beauty about this idea, is that this is the broad strokes, and all the details we can fill in based on where Fast and Furious winds up after this movie, where Jurassic World winds up after they just shot one.
Yes. You're riding the waves here. And I think what's cool about it is that Universal is kind of keeping you in the dark to make sure that you don't have all the information, because they want it to be pure, so it actually will match up. Like then you're not writing to an idea, which I always think is a problem. You get to have creative reign. They can pull it in, because truthfully, I'm going to say I've seen every one of those Jurassic Park movies in the theater, the new ones. I've seen every Fast and Furious in the theater. I think that we have some leeway. Sometimes these characters are getting back to square one. Jeff Goldblum was in the last one, I think, for a little bit, but not that much. So can he come back again? Who knows? Wayne Knight, is he alive? Is he dead? Put him in it. I don't know.
Who's alive? Who's dead? Nobody knows. I mean, that was like the big thing when Universal hired me to write this movie. They were like, 1, don't tell anyone about it. Certainly don't tell any details. But that's fine. We're all
before the contracts are signed, you're in a good shape. I mean, I think.
Exactly. And 2, they were like, we're not going to show you any of the movies that haven't been released. Please experience those with an audience in the theater, and then base the story around reactions that you're hearing live on the ground. You know?
Yeah, I you know what? And this is what makes you such a great writer, Jen. It has been a pleasure to chat with you. I cannot wait to chat with you after. By the way, we may have to get all the Fast and Furious fans together and do a stream where we just basically have like a little talk back, like just to see what we felt, where we were, all the good stuff. We're all friends here. That'll be great
research for me.
Yeah, it would be. It's essentially, and like people are saying we're all friends here, but we're all family here. Truthfully, we're all family here.
Yeah, we're all family.
Thank you so much for being here. You are awesome, and people can follow you, and we'll be looking out for the Jurassic Park Fast and Furious crossover. But people could be watching Solar Opposites. People could be catching up on the Young Rock, which is kind of like, I'm comparing it to say it quickly. It's like Everyone Hates Chris, but about the Rock's life. I mean, it's about the Rock kind of growing up and his family, and it's super fun. And I'm just looking here, make sure I did. You can follow you. We're going to put up where you can follow you on Instagram and on Twitter. And yes, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me.
All right, bye, Jen. See you.
Bye.
Boom. And I gave her the heart out. I give everybody the heart out. I'm sorry. I just cut them out. And it means it really is a sign of love, because I don't like to belabor it. People, what a power pack show. I mean, it's over 7:00 right now. Should we want a little bit more? Do you want a little bit more? A little bit more? Because I can also talk to you about my vacation. I mean, I know I've been queuing up. Oh, I didn't ask her about Jamal Murray and Bol Bol. I'll tell you this. Or should I wait? Maybe I'll wait. I'll wait to talk about my vacation next time, because Rob, right now, I can say this because he's probably going to be leaving in a few minutes, is at Disneyland. Rob is at Disneyland. I was at Disneyland this week. I want to compare some notes about Disneyland. But I will tell you this. Well, you know what? I'm going to save it. I have bits to do about my vacation, but I'm saving them all for the next show, which is actually going to be Wednesday of next week. But here is something cool. Today, Andy Cohen tweeted, I'm going to be on Watch What Happens Live next week. If you have any questions for Paul Scheer, let's throw some fun questions in there. Come on, people. Don't just ask questions to the housewives. Ask questions of me, which I'm sure will infuriate Bravo fans. But I love doing that show. Andy Cohen's the best. Beverly Hills is my favorite of all those franchises. And if you're not watching it, check out Black Monday on Showtime. If you've never watched Black Monday, the first episode of season 3 is free on YouTube or show.com. That's the Showtime thing or the Showtime app. If you have the Showtime app, you're probably paying for Showtime. Anyway, Don Cheadle, Regina Hall, Andrew Rannells, me, Casey Wilson, June Diane Raphael, Horatio Sands, Yasser Lester, Ken Marino. So many great people in this show. Michael Hitchcock is the best. And I know your video leaked online. We saw it, that a classic callback. Thank you guys for being here on my first show back and my first solo show where we just fucking drove through it. This is so much fun. I missed this. I missed all of you. I love our Discord. Continue the conversations in our Discord. Thank you to all of our moderators in our Discord. If you don't know what the Discord is, it's discord.gg/Paul Scheer. We talk about everything from Bad Batch to fashion to parenting tips. How did this get made unspooled? It's all in there. It's all in there. Anyway, next week, more impressions. Let's raid somebody. Tell me who you want to raid. I'm going to have Molly take care of that. Thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. And we are now going to raid. I love all of you. I love all of you. This is so great. I'm glad to be back. I missed it. I truly, I've been loving doing this, and I truly, truly missed it. And normally I have a panic leading up to this show because I'm I got to get everything ready and slideshows and things and da-da-da-da-da. But I just was so excited to be here. And it's a very honest thing. All right. So Molly is going to do our raid up. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next time, which will be Wednesday. Me, Rob Hubel, back at it again, and a bunch of good people that we won't book until the day before the show because we're idiots. All right, everybody.